A very good morning to you. Welcome to Good Morning East Africa. My name is Wangui, and today I am super excited because we have a new host in the show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, welcome, man.
Yes, all the way from Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes, and I really love your name, Ridwan. Like
yeah,
it's
Ridwan.
You're reading number one.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Just once, you read once, you don't repeat things.
That's amazing. And we also have Abdilahi Hassan.
Thank you very much. I thought for a second that you forgot about me.
No, I can never forget about you. Actually, can you tell him how to say good morning in Somali?
صباح wanaagsan.
Subahun Hassan. Woo, that's sweet. Subahun Hassan. Subahun Hassan.
Subahon accent.
Woo, good.
How about in Yoruba language?
In Yoruba language, you say ekaro.
Ekaro.
Whoa.
Ekaro is like
You can try it.
hello.
Ekaro.
Akaro.
Oh, no, that's too fast. Say ekaro.
Akaro.
Oh, good.
Ekaro sounds
Good.
sounds like hello.
Oh, exactly. Let's say that's the blend.
Yeah.
Ekaro, hello.
Yeah. Well, and in Swahili you say habari yako
Habari yako.
or habari asubuhi.
Habari asubuhi.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yako sounds like maternal aunt in Somali.
Maternal aunt,
Yeah,
like an insect.
Aunt.
Oh.
Auntie, uncle, auntie.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
the name or a way of
Like
saying
habriyaro
Yeah.
Oh,
in Somali
Habriano.
and habriyako in Swahili.
Today's show is all about public etiquette.
Wow.
Yeah.
Public etiquette.
Yes. Like, do we even know, like, if we are behaving in the right way when we are in public? And to start us off, we're going to look at this story, like this something that has been online about how China has this hashtag. It's called the Chinese New Year Travel 2019. And the hashtag has actually been viewed 879 million times.
Woo!
Yes.
Super amazing. That's a whole lot of number.
Yeah.
Wow, I think that's interesting.
Almost like the entire population of Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
It's a
You're
big
too
number.
statistical.
Yeah, so what this hashtag is all about is like they're saying that during this Christmas time and these festive seasons, you know, we're just from Christmas and celebrating the new year. So they're saying that children, people travel a lot, including children, and children need to be considered when they're traveling either by train or plane or whatever means they're using. Like, we need to have compartments that are children friendly in the train. Why? Because, children are so restless.
Exactly.
You can imagine a child in a
they have a
train.
lot of energy
When I
to
was
release.
younger, I
Yeah.
was so restless myself when I was a kid. You were?
They have a lot of energy to
Yes.
release because they are not using their minds that a lot.
Yeah.
So it must manifest, their energy must manifest in physical form.
Yeah, and you know how tiring it is. Like, if an adult sitting in a train maybe for 5 hours, that is so tiring. Like, you just want to reach where you're going.
Exactly.
So you can imagine for a child, and children are normally so nosy. Like, they want to know, when are we gonna get there?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Where is this? And
Yeah.
who are these people we are sharing the bus, the plane, the car with?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think that is one point. And,
Yeah.
Talking about the etiquette, I think there is a need for us to really look into it if we look at it critically too.
Yes, you know why? Because you see, children, they sometimes will go even to a stranger, maybe in the train, and they're seeing that this stranger is eating something that I'm not eating.
Oh my
And they'll
God.
start disturbing
oh my God.
them.
You remind me of childhood, man.
But they need to be disciplined, man. You cannot let them go like animals like that.
Yeah.
They have to be socializing because these kids are growing up tomorrow to be adults.
Yeah.
And if they are not told this is not okay now, put the effort right now, they will just grow up to be rude.
Yeah, actually people are saying that it's the role and the duty of the parent to teach their children how to behave in public. But I don't think that's, we should not blame it on the parents, because you cannot control a child like fully. A child is adventurous. They have a lot of energy. Yeah.
Still you have to put on the effort.
You see, no matter how much you train a child will be a child. If you put him somewhere, you keep him somewhere, you handcuff him in hall, the day he steps out from your dormitory, he's going to behave like a child. Like there is a spirit in a child that wants to show that he is a child.
Yes.
Yes, and that energy is always there. Like you see, sometimes when we train kids, we expect them to just conform to those methodologies and to those forms. But I tell you, the child in a child will speak.
And especially an African child. Do you know how we discipline African children?
my
Like
God.
you pinch them, you beat them up.
You march them. and say,
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Yes.
Oh my God! I think it's just a general child behavior, general child manner. But as much as possible, we should also stay caution to at least tell them what they should do at when necessary.
Yeah.
But you know, the point now is when we say we should look into the etiquette of, say, in a bus, on the plane, or anything. You know, if we have a child in a bus and that child wants to do something funny, I believe it's a training phase. That is his curve to learn.
Yeah.
He would make that mistake maybe once. That is if the child is serious, is somebody that listens.
Yeah.
He would make that mistake.
Yes.
He would make it definitely, and you say, no, you don't do that in public. You don't do that in public.
Yeah.
So like that, that is his own curve. And so we can't buy it.
Yeah, but I think having compartments for children is also a good idea, because children will love traveling. Like you make a whole compartment that's decorated with cartoons and colorful, and it has maybe toys.
Don't you think it is taking the opportunity of making mistakes and be corrected and then be socialized into behaving themselves?
And I think that's the good point I want to point out. You see, no matter how we create a compartment is a good idea, yes.
Yeah.
But I tell you, a child, when he is done with this compartment, he feels bored too. He loves to play. The child loves to play.
It will be like an animal farm.
But at the point, he will just
Let's
be
start
like,
with that. Animal
where's my
farm
dad?
compartment.
Where's my sister? Oh, they are other there. Then let's get them.
Yeah.
Like, the child spirit is a spirit that just continues to evolve and wants to see things.
Yeah.
The child wants to experiment. The child wants to see different things.
Yeah.
Putting him somewhere, copying him down at a point, it will trigger out and say no. Maybe that will even be more problem when we create a compartment and they are done playing with the compartment at facilities.
Yeah.
And they begin to bang it up, bang, 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 bang. Who are all the there?
Yeah, and also like in the plane,
Okay.
when you're traveling with a plane, some planes like you realize like when it's time to give out the food and the snacks,
my
they'll put up some
goodness.
curtains, separate the economy class and the the business class and the first class, and then children will always be curious like, okay, why are they? What's happened? Why are they eating something different from us? Children are always curious.
I think
Yeah.
I love to go back to being a child. I want to do those things again.
Yeah.
So I think we also have something strangely funny from Somalia this week, especially from Muduk region, which is known for its stoicism, like manlyhood and whatnot. So there was this wedding in Muduk region, and this guy Sadiq Abnasir is the groom. So in the middle of the wedding ceremony, he just breaks down, he gets emotional and cries.
Really?
Well, yeah, and the
A
groom,
female or a guy?
he's a guy.
Oh my God.
He's the groom, and the bride is like telling him, okay, it's okay, and she's hugging him
my
and
God.
whatnot.
Oh,
my
like
God.
don't
Yeah, and
cry.
the video has
I
gone
feel like
viral.
crying right now, man. Oh.
No, actually, she was lovely
groom
and
must have been
understanding,
thinking about
and
so
she's
many
giving
things.
him a hug and like that, and it has gone viral. People are like reacting to it and saying, "Oh my God, how is this happening in Muduk region of all the places in the world?"
Oh my God.
So
So many things are going up in the groom's mind.
yeah, even BBC, the Somali section, has made a report on it, and they talk with the guy and say, "Okay, what was going on your mind?"
Okay, what did he say?
And he was saying, "I was so happy, like, I'm grateful to have all my families in one place, getting married to my sweetheart and the love of my life. So I had all these things to be grateful for."
I can imagine it. Yes,
I would love to see a man cry like a Somali guy cry. I have never seen any Somali guy crying.
We are strong, you know.
Yeah.
We don't cry.
Yeah, you have to keep it to yourself, your
Yeah,
emotions.
just
That's
keep
what
it
they are
yourself.
socialized into. That's what they are taught from their childhood.
Be a man. Be a man.
Yeah, man, boys don't cry.
Don't
Yeah.
cry.
Well, in the other side, I think this guy was not crying because of joy. He was crying because in his mind, was saying, damn, how much money have I spent to get this lady? How many camels have I sold?
Okay,
Like,
don't be cynical. Don't be cynical. By the way, you are.
Maybe he's thinking of, oh my God, I'm married today, responsibilities. I'm married today, I take care of somebody. I'm married today, God, today I'm married.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you. Don't be so cynical, guys.
I don't know. But
This
you
guy
know,
was happy and
my God.
emotional.
You feel he's happy? She feels
Yeah.
the money. I feel he's thinking of
Of
responsibility.
Yes.
future.
like the dowry price, like it's usually a very huge amount, and I don't know how many camels or goats. And maybe this guy was crying because now he's poor and his family is poor because
yeah,
they
this is not gonna be
spent
poor.
a lot of money to get this lady.
Okay, that's not what he has said, but you are entitled to your opinion.
I'm entitled to mine as well. Okay. But
Okay.
I'm wishing him the best in his union. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he enjoys.
So the first reaction is about this. Some woman, Somali woman, always say that Somali men are not romantic. They are. They don't have emotions. Like they act like stones. They don't.
Stone-hearted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were saying, okay, I will never say again that Somali men are not romantic. One woman has commented.
Wow.
For me, I think Somali guys are romantic. Like the poems are the most romantic poems I've ever read. Like the poems are well written.
Oh, I would love
Yes.
to see some of those poems.
You
Okay,
should.
you'll have to check Abdilahi, and all his works have been translated to English.
Mashallah, that's sweet. I'm really interested.
Yeah.
I would love to see more because I really love that poem part that you have just mentioned. Being a fellow poet as well.
Yeah.
To appreciate another work. It's one thing I would love.
Yeah, and still on like this guy crying maybe because he was thinking about his money and
So
how
you
much he
still
has
have
spent.
something about this
I
man?
think. Well, you guys, do you know like there's this
Now,
article.
ask us, we are guys.
Yeah,
we
you-
know what's happening.
Yes.
Ask us.
So let's say you've taken a chick, a girl out
Okay,
for
please
dinner.
don't say chick. Yeah.
Why? Okay, you've taken a girl out for dinner. Let's say you've taken her to Ambassador Hotel, maybe in Hargeisa or Mansour. And you don't have money, but you want to please this girl. And maybe you have to take her on a date night, maybe every week. And you're not well off financially. Does it, do you like worry when the waiter brings the menu, and then you're like, okay, this girl, what is she gonna order? I just hope she doesn't order expensive food. Does it click your mind sometimes like, yeah.
For somebody like me anyways, I'm always blunt. That is me. Like, if I have no problems, if I don't have, I'll tell you straightforward.
Like, do not order this.
Like, exactly. Like, I'll tell you, oh man, today we have to spend just $5. So
Okay.
suit yourself in $5.
Okay, how about you?
Well, I will never go somewhere where I
I
cannot
swear.
order what if anything
Do
on
you
the
know,
table.
I've seen a movie on that. There is this guy.
Yeah.
He went with his girl, and when they got to the restaurant, you said you would never go to a restaurant that is more expensive than what you're looking at. This guy did the same thing. He went to a restaurant that he felt is cool. Do you know what?
Yeah.
The girl said, oh, I was here last week. Let's go to somewhere else.
Uh,
And the guy did not want to say no. The guy said, okay, no problem. They went to the other place. They did go, they got there, they had. At the end of the day, the bill was too much.
yeah.
The guy tried, he paid. But do you know what? The guy trekked back home.
Oh.
He gave the girl again for taxi. The girl went from taxi, he trekked back. Rain dealt with him that day. I laughed at the end of the day. So you are not safe if you
Yeah.
say you would. The lady can change your mind. It's
Yeah.
better you go blunt. Tell her, hello, I have just $5. Let's suit ourselves fine.
Yeah. And also another thing I think you can do, you can let her order whatever she wants, and then you can pretend like I'm not hungry today. And then he watch her devour the chicken. Yeah, like
And just sit there.
this article I was reading online, this guy was telling his story. Like he took his girlfriend out for dinner, and after the dinner, he wanted to please this girl, so he gave the girl like $50 to take a taxi home and keep the change.
So sweet.
Yeah, and then he hopped into the bus. for him, he's not gonna take a taxi, so he took a public bus home. And then the surprising thing is, the moment he went inside the bus and he's sitting down, then he sees the lady walking into the bus also. So they meet there, and he's like, okay, didn't I give you money?
For taxi?
Yeah.
Gold digger.
Abdilahi, what would you do? Business said, what would you do?
Okay, just to pretend that I have not seen her.
Okay.
And then just cut off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Me? I just say, oh, thank you for being an economist. Just give me the balance. Like, I'm going to say, thank you so much for preserving our currency and all. Just
Yeah.
give me the balance and let's be fine. That's all.
And then from then on, you will never give her money for a taxi.
And I would always ask her later, hello, how about the balance? I know you did take the public transport again.
Well, still on public transport, and today's show we said is all about etiquette.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a bus and then people behave weirdly? Like, for example, I've been in a bus and you find someone is maybe chewing gum and it's so loud.
Yes.
Okay, I have some worse.
Yes.
Someone trying to brush his teeth in the bus.
Brush
Like with a toothbrush and toothpaste?
No, Somali traditional toothbrush, like you have to get this stick from the
Actual steak. Oh, wow.
How did it make you feel? Like disgusted? Or?
Of course, you are disgusted. You are about to throw out like foam over there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you had
Something
any
else,
experiences?
I can't say really. I've been going with bosses, but I've not seen anything of such.
You are lucky.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, there's this city I had that you're not allowed to spit in the city, like in the streets. You know, some people don't even notice, like you're walking in the street and you're just like spitting everywhere because you think it's okay. Yeah, there's this city where you're not allowed to spit and you're not allowed to do some annoying behaviors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People into consideration.
So, well, I think we need to be considerate of how we behave around people.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to be aware of public etiquette, and we also need to teach our children how to behave in public.
Exactly.
Well, it's part of being, living in a city. There are so many people who don't necessarily know each other and could not rationally know each other. But there's unwritten rules. Etiquette's all about these unwritten rules that you have to follow. Don't, invade the personal space of this other person. Don't do this irritating stuff that gets on the nerves of the other people.
Yes.
Just be mindful of other people. That's, in a nutshell, that's what etiquette is.
Yeah.
Yes, etiquette are manners that guides us to behave well in public, to help people understand that we are sociable people, we are people that people could relate with. Because if we have bad manners, people is not going to come to us.
Yeah.
People look for a way of just blocking us out.
Yes.
But when we have good manners, social etiquette, well-found, then we get more people in place.
Yeah. Well, I think we should have a very good day today and try and be cautious about how we behave around other people.
You know somebody called Nunaka?
Nunaka? From where?
From Japan, of course. You don't know Nunaka?
I don't know Nunaka.
Well, he was the oldest man in the world until today.
How old was he?
116 years old.
Oh.
Like he was born in 1905 in Japan, and he just passed away. So that makes him 116 years old.
Wow, that's amazing. Such a old person.
Yeah, like do we even have that kind of old people? Like maybe he's the only one who was old, or are there other old people like that? Like
we need to really research on
Okay, there's actually a lot of old people in Somaliland, but actually my uncle also is now around 100 years old. Not around 100 years old.
Maybe we could try and walk into Guinness Book of Records
Yes.
soon.
But there's a problem. He doesn't have papers.
He doesn't have papers.
So that's the problem with
We
Africa.
can verify, don't worry.
How
We
can you
have
verify? You
we
can-
have phone dating, we have so many.
You cannot have carbon
carbon
dating.
for somebody.
No, that work is for stones and artifacts,
What tells you
not for
that?
people.
DNA test. Hello.
Actually, I don't think it works for people.
It's what? Don't worry. I'll tell you how it does.
okay, my question is, how did these people get to know how old they are? Like, did they used to count?
They have birth certificates.
birth certificates.
As old as that.
Like from 1900s, we used to have birth certificates.
Well, there are
Oh,
birth certificates from 1800, from 1700.
Really?
Yeah, in the developed world, not just
And I
in
think
the
anyways,
backwards.
if you say birth certificate, I think there are some countries really that they keep records, and they do have. There are some particular countries that men no idea about how old and all. Yes, I can give you a good example. Don't let me say it now, anyways,
Yeah.
because it's so personal. Like that person doesn't know when she was. Yeah, so that is the detriment of not keeping records and all. But there are some particular countries, very interesting countries like that. As much, there is record for anything. So it's amazing to see somebody holding the Guinness Book of Record for being the oldest in the world and
Yeah.
passing away. Wow. That's
So what was his secret to his
I'm
longevity?
interested. I wish he is still alive. I could call him, hear from him, interview him to know exactly what he has been eating, what is his lifestyle like.
Well, actually, they say a lot. It's about diet, but well, there was this Filipino guy who was also 100 something years old, 110 years old, and he smoked all his life.
He smokes
most of his
my
life.
Goodness. And yet they tell us that smokers are liable to die.
Probably he wasn't smoking what we are smoking.
Oh,
Maybe
what
he
was he smoking?
Actually,
He
he's
was
smoking what we
oh my
smoke,
God. It
but
was
it's
so
just
traditional
a combination of
cigarette.
genius, a combination of luck, like dumb luck.
Anyways, those things are relative.
If you want to live as old as this man,
Okay, what
you
should I
must
do?
eat healthy.
Okay.
Because climate change is here.
Mm.
We have destroyed our ozone layer and we do not even eat organic food. You know, these old guys, they
Okay.
used to eat organic food.
They used to eat organic food. He
Yeah,
just died. He
makes
just
sense.
died. He had what we had too. Oh
No,
my
but
God.
maybe
But you,
for-
He
uh,
had the past. He had the present. He was just not able to. hit
But
the
actually, do you
future.
think it is so good, this kind of longevity, 116 years? It's like
I know
your
I'm gonna
children will
break the
die,
record. I'm
your
gonna
children
break the
are going to die,
I'm gonna
your
break the
grandchildren
record.
are
Don't
even
tell me
going
all
to
this.
die.
I'm gonna break the record.
You want to grow old
Like as
like
much
that?
as possible, man.
And you have no teeth. You
Don't
know.
worry
And
about
wrinkles all
that.
over your face.
Don't worry about that. I'll fix it.
How
Are you
you won't even be able to take a shower by yourself.
Who
Like
told
someone
you?
has to
We
clean
need
you.
to see this man who just died to see if he did.
Okay,
take shower till the
what
last
happens
day.
there?
Yeah.
What happened is that
Okay.
he like survived all his loved ones.
Oh.
Most of them die, like your friends
Oh,
die
are you
50
sure?
years before you.
Oh my goodness. That was
It's loneliness,
some people
man.
will
It's
still
loneliness,
be like,
man.
Okay, the oldest man. I think I can relate now. It's gonna be a sad thing to.
So speaking of like these survivors, let's thumbs up for the oldest man in Somaliland, MB Abdikarim Haji Abdiwarabe.
How old is he?
Actually, they say he's 120 years old, but no one can
Really
verify that.
Unknown matters. Let's see how it goes.
You know, for me,
Okay.
I would never want to grow that old.
Why?
Because I don't want to spoil my beautiful face.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want people to take pictures of me looking wrinkled
Wrinkled.
and like I have a walking stick
Ah.
and my bones are aching.
Oh my
I
goodness,
don't-
something I long for. I really want to see that time when I would just speak and count my words and say, oh, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
And you can hardly even see clearly.
oh, let that time come. I love it that way.
Okay, at least to have someone who's looking forward
I'm
to
really
his
looking
old
forward
age.
to being that, man.
You know these people?
Yeah.
I think there's nothing else they're waiting for. By the time you're 116 years, the only thing you're waiting for
Is death.
death.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Like you don't even have the motivation to be. What
Okay,
is
who
it?
said that? Who
says?
said that?
The
What are you
motivation
looking
to
for?
live.
Who said that?
Oh my
There are
God,
8
it's
years
relative,
old
really.
people who are more active and more energetic than you are.
So you want to tell me that such an old person will be wishing, oh, I wish I see 20, 30.
Maybe, yes.
You know, it's all dependent. It's relative.
It all-
You don't want to go as much as that. Somebody like me wants to go. I don't know, Abdullah, do you want to go as much as that?
No, actually, I don't want, but
Why are you guys leaving me here? Okay, that's
Oh,
really nice.
that is a lovely show. Thank you so much for
Oh my
making
God,
time.
it's fine.
You are so welcome.
Oh, it's
We
the
are so
family.
happy to have a new
It's a
host.
one family now.
CBA has a new face.
Oh
all
my
the way from
goodness.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing it
well,
together.
Kusudo Somaliland, that's welcome to Somaliland and CBA.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's the end of our show. Thank you. And to you, our audience, thank you for watching. We love you. Have a wonderful day.